Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Root Cause CSI Podcast, where we uncover the root causes of chronic illnesses and explore how healing truly begins from deep inside the body at the cellular level. I'm your host, Joan Lu, and today's episode is one of the most powerful stories I have ever shared because today we will be talking about autism, not through a behavioral lens, not through labels, not through stereotypes, but through a functional medicine lens that brings clarity, compassion, and real hope for families. Today's episode is titled Autism Through a Functional Medicine Lens, a story about the gut, the brain, and the hidden root causes no one talks about. Let's begin. Today, the CDC estimates that 1 in 36 children are diagnosed with autism. But here's the part no one says out loud. While 1 in 36 children are diagnosed today, countless more may remain undiagnosed until adulthood. Adults who were once called shy, quiet, sensitive, introverted, often realize decades later, I wasn't difficult. I have autism. So years ago, comprehensive screening did not exist. Awareness was low, subtle signs were overlooked, masking behaviors hid symptoms. Girls and women were usually missed. So yes, autism runs in families, biology runs in families, gut issues, nutrient patterns, inflammation, and sensitivities run in families. This is why functional medicine matters. We are not just supporting children, we are supporting generations. Several mothers reach out to me, exhausted, overwhelmed, and on the brink of breaking. Common things they have told me: my son is not sleeping, he's anxious, he covers his ears every time, he hits his head, he eats the same foods every day, he melts down over the smallest thing. People keep telling it's behavioral, but in my heart, I know something else is wrong. And they were right. Their sons were not misbehaving. Their bodies were struggling. Their behavior was the message. When they heard me say that, when someone finally validated what their intuitions had been screaming, some of them cried, not from sadness, but from relief. Most people look at autism through a behavioral or neurological lens, but in functional medicine, we see something deeper. Autism is a whole body condition that expresses itself in the brain. What looks like irritability, meltdowns, anxiety, aggression, picky eating, sleep issues, sensory overload is often the body saying, "Hey, I'm overwhelmed. Something inside me needs support." We'll be talking about the six core biological patterns I see most often in autism. First, gut health. When the belly struggles, the brain whispers, or sometimes screams. Up to 90% of autistic children have gut issues: constipation, diarrhea, reflux, bloating, dysbiosis, yeast infection, leaky gut. The gut produces serotonin, dopamine, GABA, the very chemicals that regulate mood, calm, and focus. That's why gut health is brain health. Second, micronutrient deficiency. This is just one piece of the puzzle. Children with autism or adults with autism often absorb less and burn through nutrients faster. Common deficiencies I see are magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin B6, B1, B12, vitamin A, carnitine, glutathione, cysteine, vitamin C, glutamine, folate, and these affect mood, anxiety, sensory processing, sleep, focus, and appetite. Micronutrient deficiency doesn't cause autism, but if you are deficient in many of these nutrients, they magnify the symptoms. Third, mitochondrial dysfunction or the low battery child. Many kids with autism run on 10% battery. This leads to low tolerance, irritability, hyperactivity, fatigue, poor sleep, behavior swings. So when we support their energy, they can improve their resilience. Fourth one, very important because of today's diet, inflammation or the fire inside their body. Inflammation makes their world louder, like sounds, the textures, the lights, the emotions. So when you are able to calm the inflammation, the child calms too. Fifth, detoxification challenges. It's like a traffic jam inside the body. Some children with autism struggles to clear chemicals, dyes, preservatives, environmental exposures. And these issues usually lead to mood swings, hyperactivity, skin issues, sleep disruptions. Next one, environmental sensitivity. And this is again, their world is louder for them. They feel the textures, the lights, the smells, the sounds more intensely. They are not overreacting, they are overwhelmed. I have a 75-year-old patient whose adult son has been struggling with anxiety and depression due to autism. He walked very slowly, carefully, his memory was fading, he has mild cognitive impairment, short term memory loss, trembling hands. But despite everything he was losing, one thing remained clear: his son. With a trembling voice, he said, "Joanne, I trust you. I am going downhill really fast. Please help my son. He's been having so many issues and I don't know what to do anymore." He wasn't afraid of aging. He wasn't afraid of losing his memory. He was afraid that his son, the child he had protected his whole life, would be left alone when he was gone. He told me, "What will happen to my child when I'm no longer here?" And that is my very concern to every family that deals with this issue. Autism, it's not just about the child, it is about the entire family. And then something deeper surfaced. On another day, the son came to me and said, "I'm becoming more anxious. I see my father getting weaker." I could feel the fear behind his words. So I asked, "Are you scared of the thought of living alone when he's gone?" I asked this intentionally to understand whether his anxiety was biological or rooted in emotional truth. And he said quietly, "Yes, I'm scared, very scared." This was not just chemistry, this was a lifetime of fear. The fear of losing the one person who had always cared for him. So I went the extra mile. I advised the father to meet with a trust and estate lawyer to secure the inheritance and legally protect his son's future so he would never be left unprepared or unprotected. With the father and son's cooperation, I created a gentle step by step functional medicine plan. We removed the foods harming his gut and brain: the gluten, dyes, preservatives, processed foods, high sugar, and replaced them with foods that heal, the whole foods. We supported his gut, inflammation, mitochondria, sleep, detox pathways, nutrient status. nervous system, and slowly, beautifully, he transformed. He became less anxious, more confident, more regulated, more independent, more socially engaged. His sensory overwhelm improved. His mood softened and stabilized. He smiled more. He even laughed hard at my jokes. And we went back to the topic about his fund when dad is gone one day. When the son heard about it, I asked him, now that your dad has fixed the financial and legal matters with your trust, how do you feel now? He said, I feel less anxious. His shoulders relaxed, his body language has softened, he felt safe, maybe for the first time in years. And then, a moment I will never forget, the father, who had trouble walking, stood up, walked towards me, and hugged me tightly and said, thank you for everything that you do. You were sent by heaven. He knows we need help so bad. His mom is watching from above happily. I can finally have peace. And then the son, a young man who was once unsociable, reluctant, hesitant to connect, he walked toward me and hugged me too. A quiet, steady, grateful hug. A hug that said, I feel safe now. This is what healing looks like, not just biologically, but emotionally, generationally, spiritually. Autism affects the whole family. Healing does too. If you're listening and thinking, this is exactly what my child needs, where do I start? You start with a comprehensive roadmap, not guesswork. Your starting point is joanlu.com. JOANLU.com. This is where you will find my full functional medicine program that includes root cause evaluation, gut healing framework, micronutrient support, detox and inflammation strategies, mitochondrial support, sleep and nervous system guidance, food as medicine approach, and practical steps parents can start immediately. Again, begin at joanlu.com. Your child deserves clarity, support, and a personalized plan. Autism is not your fault. Your child is not broken, and there is a path forward. When we support the gut, the brain begins to thrive. Children and adults with autism become calmer, more regulated, more confident, more independent, more themselves, able to thrive, able to live a better quality of life. And for aging parents, this brings the greatest gift of all, peace. Peace, knowing your child can survive, grow, and live in this world even when you are no longer here. Thank you for joining me for episode 3 of the Root Cause CSI podcast. And always remember, healing starts with investigation and evidence.